Kontihene wo ho Akyem ye ka Akyem de na Eastern region nti Kontihene wo Akyem Asuom Nana Boadi amponim obodade the third or the summer betu dwa Kennedy akompre kwa Agyapong ho ono de na asem nyina ne senke be ya Kennedy akompre kwa Agyapong ka on retirement because the political career no as Kennedy akompre kwa Agyapong no emse ono de ohu ne sa ba wiye the very time or the adwuma to ho say MP no one a because he had a force to reckon with. Say Dr. Bawumia wo hoyi the fast rising Dr. Agyapong so wo hoyi de papa no odensem ato Kennedy akompre kwa Agyapong nim tie nkone ngotie nana nana Boadi amponim obodade the third Akyem Asuom Kontihene ne amra sese.
I don't think it's a failure. The fact that he tried ascending the highest seat of the land. But he must begin to think a bit more about whether he should still be in politics. Because I'm going to be very brutally honest and tell him that he doesn't stand a chance. He should just retire. He should call it quits. His career has been killed. It has been killed by Dr. Bawumia. It has been killed by a certain rising Dr. Agyapong. It has been killed by those in the shadows queuing up. And so the best for him will be to go away somewhere, enjoy, rejuvenate, and then enjoy his life. He's been in politics for a very long time, and I'm sure he will enjoy a life without politics. If he should come back, it may probably end up like engineer Agyapong. The votes will keep diminishing until he fades into nothingness. So it's better he saves his strength. It's better he saves his money and his time. One thing I realized was that Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, in the contest of, going over 200,000 delegates within 3 months, it had a very deep effect on him. He looked frail. He looked like he was really stressed. He looked like an old man all of a sudden. And maybe it's good that he lost, because if 200,000 delegates 3 months could make him look this bad, then 3 years campaigning over about 35 million people, culminating in 2028 elections, it might kill him. It might. I mean, he looked so bad that if it actually had continued, maybe we wouldn't have had a good news. So it's better he does a lot more introspection, goes away, enjoys his businesses and his money, and lives a life without politics.
Enchi Nana Boadi amponim obodade the third ono ne de nsem atodwa kire mu a se nipa 200,000 eftimi ema honorable Kennedy akompre kwa Agyapong o sebe ne so tesa wo honom dia na imagine the 35 million population of Ghana obeka ko girem 2028 aya elections. Papa no, he was very blunt and no kire mu say this might kill him. That is what Nana no edi etodwa ho na oto aso Echo Dr. Bawumia so nchen. A lot of people were asking, say, hey, na Dr. Bawumia, Papa, you are any day, deɛ no ɔde ayɛ no panti papa yi ɛkasa fa Dr. Mahmood Bawumia ho ɛsa no ɔde nsɛm bi ato dwa about Dr. Mahmood Bawumia sa so owie asa tunifo akyerɛ no kwan a ɛbɛtumi aboa na ma na di nkonim na 2028 pa deɛ ɔkyerɛ mu ɛbɛyɛ den kakra nti yɛnkɔ tie nsɛm ɔka fa Dr. Mahmood Bawumia ho nneɛma sisiɛ.
Dr. Bawumia is nothing but a perpetuation of the Akufo-Adolization of the NPP and the presidency. Let me repeat if I went too fast. Dr. Mahmood Bawumia is just a perpetuation of the Akufo-Adolization of the NPP and the presidency. You asked me if he will be able to win in 2028. And I say yes. He will be able to win come 2028 if the exchange rate, which they carried from 4 cedis to the dollar to 17 cedis, is exceeded to, let's say, 25 to 30 cedis per dollar, then people will start calling for him to come back. He can win if the interest rate, which was 40%, and it's now 16%, goes above that 40% to, like, let's say 50 to 60%, then they will say, oh, okay, NDC is not performing well, and so let's give Dr. Bawumia the opportunity. He can win if the debt to GDP ratio, which they left at 93%, is exceeded. He can win if the impunity, the arrogance, the pomposity of the Akufo-Addo era is surpassed. Yes, he can win. He can win if the looting, the thievery, the corruption, the mismanagement is exceeded. That $97 million is thrown into a hole somewhere. That $31 billion is siphoned out of the country into accounts overseas in the guise of imports. That 1.4 billion criminal enterprise. That 11.9 million Pualugu Dam scam, in which he himself has his name mentioned. And whilst all these monies were boomeranged into the Agyapong phenomenon, so that they could have enough money sitting somewhere for the future of their descendants. Kolebu dialysis department needed just 4 million Ghana cedis. And they pretended they didn't have money. And so 19 people had to die needlessly. Such wicked people. A lot of pensioners had to lose their lives. When all this looting, all this corruption, all this is exceeded, then you can tell me that Bawumia has a chance to win. And he will win. But this NDC, with the performance we've seen so far, tells us all that it will not happen. A lot of people wonder why he came back. Has he come back just to continue the looting? Has he come back so that he can bump up the number of ministers from 58 to the 126, which they argued was the number they could run this country with? Has he come back to collapse more banks and savings and loans and make people lose more jobs.
Right. Enti Nana Obo Dade the third ono ene ekote ne nsem Kontihene wo Akyem Asuom and nkyeremu dodo na ode eba ne kyera campaign message a omo edeba 2020 Emma CD no ahode omo ban na 4 cities ekoya akodru 17 cities enei it is ranging between 9 and 10 but do na say the power belongs to Abochi Ewoho, but then still now the performance of the NDC no na nana kyeremu ebeyire say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and NPP besaba I just say something changes maybe asesa and san and ebia Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia betimi ewini wo ho okasa fa interest rate ho okasa fa debt to GDP and also okasa fa ho kyeremu say baby ano omo aban mu na da ana ema ahokyere wo Ghana ha ne ade no agi se bibi asi ewo President John Dramani Mahama aban mu ansa ena ebetimi ama omo ana say NPP ni Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia etumi winning election no ewo ho enti na boadi amponim obodade the third Akyem Asuom Kontihene ono ena de nsem we to dwa enti ono de ensem ha no because obobo ya kodru kolebu de time na omu hia sika dia some 1 or 2 be they pretended they didn't have it and no nsem na de to dwa kiremu at a point ye nyina ye hu se na sika wo ho na sa time no omo na ye se omo fa ma because say you run your mind na me nkofa me personal sika mfa me to se emfa nye we na se emfa nye we that is what nana no party wo mo san so kire say the New Patriotic Party nana do danko akufodo omo pese omo de nanim ene edi party nanim ewo ho eno so yade a emwa enti so wotimi reset party no ehu ni say this is NPP eno dey fine 2028 omo betimi ewini ewo ho enti Kontihene wo Akyem Asuom nana body amponi mo bodade the third ono ene de ensem we to dwa na